Dear students, is it possible to catch a fired bullet just like a cricket ball? Certainly the answer is no. Why? What is the reason? Because fired bullet is having more velocity, but the mass is less, of course. Now the next question is, very easily you can stop a running cricket ball. Can you stop a road roller though it is having low velocity? Once again, you will say, no, sir, it is not possible. We will become flat. Certainly. For road roller, the velocity is less, but the mass is more. You see, in these two cases, in bullet, mass is less, velocity is more. But in road roller, mass is more, velocity is less. So the quantity of motion is measured by a physical quantity that is called as momentum. The linear momentum, it is given by P, it is equal to m into v, where m actually it is a mass, v is a velocity. Very interesting. So therefore, the quantity of motion is measured by a quantity called as linear momentum. You please remember, it is for translational motion. Now, sir, we are going to study about the rotational motion. You see, the fan wing, actually it is now rotating. It is rotating with a high speed. Okay. Now, if I put my hand here, what happens? You may feel that, so this sir, he is mad. How he is going to put his hand? Certainly, I don't put my hand. But if I reduce the speed, look here. Instead of my hand, if I put pen, you can hear the sound. At the same time, you can see it is. So the wing actually is pushing the pen outside. So the pen actually is getting hurted, not my hand. Now, what is the reason for hurting of this? Very interesting. So you can consider a particle as a part of this wing. So you please remember, just I will stop it. You see, whenever I want to stop this, I am applying the torque. But now you consider a small particle here. Then you know that a system of particles is a body. If you consider number of particles, it is a body. Then this will comes under rotational motion of a body. But however, I will consider a small particle. And whenever it is rotating, certainly at every point, the velocity changes, though it is having uniform motion. Can you tell me why? The reason is, whenever, so this dot, it is rotating, so the direction changes. You please remember, under two conditions, velocity changes. If the magnitude changes, then also velocity changes. If the direction changes, then also velocity changes. Here, the velocity goes on changes. As a result, the momentum also changes. Well, so there is here, the momentum, it changes. And you please remember, so the momentum, it is nothing but product of mass into velocity. And you take this distance, radius r, then the cross product of r and p is called as momentum. It gives us angular momentum. Therefore, angular momentum is nothing but a vector quantity. It is defined as r cross p. It is defined as r cross p for a rotating body. So that's why the direction of this angular momentum, it is given by one of the rule. And this rule, it is, you see, the direction of angular momentum actually it is like this. It is rotating like this. It is inverse along the axis. Suppose if it rotates, now it is rotating like this and it is inverse. I will bring this to the halt. Now suppose if you rotate like this, then what happens? You see the angular, so there is a angular momentum, it comes like this. Then in a very simple manner, we can define the angular momentum. So the moment of momentum, I repeat, or it is called moment. The moment of momentum, it is called as angular momentum. It is a vector quantity and the direction it is given by right hand clasp rule. Once again, if the folded fingers gives the direction of rotation, then the thumb gives the direction of rotation. So these things, by considering all these things, I will explain this on the board. Very easily you can understand. Look here. You consider a particle P of this rotational disc. Then the particle P, it is rotating like this. Then certainly it is having the momentum. I will show this one. You just observe. This is a disc. And for this, you consider particle P here. So there is a here, let this is the axis of rotation, what I am writing now. Let this distance, it is R. I will use different colors, very easily you can understand. This is R. Now, you know that linear momentum, it is a vector quantity. And the direction of this, it is actually tangential to this one. I am going to write like this. Let this angle, it is perpendicular because it is tangential quantity. So therefore, momentum, it is given by P equals mv. Now you see, whenever it is rotating like this, then the angular momentum, it is given by the expression L, it is equal to R cross P. Once again, you please remember, R cross P, it is a vector quantity. It is given by the expression R into P into sin theta. Be careful, it is not P cross R, it is R cross P. And the direction it is given by right hand thumb rule. If a folded fingers gives the direction of rotation, then the finger, it gives the direction of angular momentum. It is a vector quantity. Okay, so therefore, so the next one is, you consider another diagram, very easily you can understand. If the same rotation disc is taken here, and if this is the axis of rotation, let this distance, it is R. If this distance, it is R. Now you shift this momentum P. So it is a vector quantity. You shift this momentum P to here. Look here, you shift to here. Let this angle, it is 90 degrees. Then the torque, so the angular momentum L, it is maximum. Now you see R cross P, it is a P here. R and P are lying in the plane of this disc. R and P are lying in the plane of the disc. Therefore, R cross P, it is equal to L, it is an angular momentum. It is a vector quantity. Now very easily we can define R cross P as a cross product. I will show you the axis also. Very easily you can understand. So, you see, later, so there is a, this is R, this is P, R cross P is equal to L, where L equals R cross P, it is called as angular momentum, it is a vector quantity. Okay, so this is, by taking a rotating body, we are going to show like this. You see, if this is R, if this is P, then R cross P, it is given like this. It is an angular momentum, it is a vector quantity, and the direction is given by another rule. It is also right hand corkscrew rule. It is like this. And the rule actually it is like this. If you turn the screw tip, the direction of the movement of the screw tip gives the direction of the angular momentum. This portion very easily we can understand by taking these examples. Now I am going to present the textbook manner, what they told in the textbook. Well, dear students, now you consider x-axis, y-axis and z-axis in a space. Imagine that here there is a particle P. So which is moving with a velocity v. The next question is, here there is a particle p. So for this one, the velocity vector or the momentum vector, it is given by, just you observe like this. Let this is p, it is equal to m into v. This is a momentum vector. Now how to define angular momentum? So this distance, it is r. This is nothing but vectorial distance r. It is also called as position vector for particle p. Now you extend this line. You see, if this angle is theta, then this is p cos theta, and this is p sin theta. Because p, it is a vector quantity, we can resolve this into two components. One is cos theta, another is sin theta. It is also called as p sin theta, is also called as p perpendicular. It is also called as p perpendicular. Where p, it is equal to m into v, it is called as angular momentum. Now, so just you extend this force or this momentum like this. Imagine that you are extending this momentum like this. You drop a perpendicular from here. For this one, we have to drop a perpendicular. You see, this is perpendicular distance. Now this is called r perpendicular. No doubt, r perpendicular is equal to r sin theta. How it comes? If this angle is theta, this angle is also theta. You take sin theta. Sin theta is equal to r perpendicular divided by this distance, it is r. Therefore, r perpendicular, it is equal to r sin theta. Well, now based on this, very easily we can define torque. This is textbook notation what I am using. I am explaining textbook diagram in a simplest manner. Now the angular momentum, it is given by the expression. So as L, it is equal to, you just observe, it is r cross p, the same thing. Or it is, we can write r into p into sin theta. Now you just observe, p sin theta is nothing but p perpendicular. So it is a p perpendicular. Next, L, it is also given by, we can write p into r sin theta. R sin theta is also called as r perpendicular, it is textbook notation. Okay, now you see, so L we can call it as r cross p or rp perpendicular, or L equals p r perpendicular, both are correct because it is only giving the magnitude but not the direction. Now, so this is when the angular momentum vanishes. You just observe, if the momentum p, if it is acting along the r, then theta equals 0. You know, sin 0 equals 0, angular momentum, it will become 0. Therefore, angular momentum L will become 0 when theta is equal to 0. Angular momentum, it will become 0. The next condition is, so suppose, imagine that it is perpendicular, then theta equals 90. Then angular momentum, it is maximum and it is given by, so the magnitude of L, it is given by r into p itself, because sin n t equals 1. So the next condition is, though it is perpendicular, you just bring it to here. If it is acting at the center of a rotating body, if the momentum is acting, linear momentum is acting at the center of the rotating body, then r becomes 0. When r equals 0, then also r perpendicular is equal to 0. Then also, so the angular momentum, it becomes 0. Therefore, under three conditions, you please remember, the angular momentum becomes 0. The angular momentum, it is defined as the cross product of r and p, r cross p, it is given by L equals rp sin theta, or L equals rp perpendicular, or L equals pr sin theta, or L equals pr perpendicular. Under three conditions, the angular momentum becomes 0. When theta is equal to 0, that is, the momentum is acting along the radius vector, then there is no angular momentum, it vanishes. So if theta equals 90, angular momentum is maximum. But if r equals 0, if it is acting at the center, then also the angular momentum becomes 0. So therefore, under three conditions, the angular momentum becomes 0. First condition is theta equals 0, then angular momentum is 0. If r equals 0, then also angular momentum is 0. So the third condition is, if the body is at rest, if it is not at all moving, then also the angular momentum, it becomes 0, because if the body is at rest, v becomes 0 and p becomes 0. Now very easily you can find the direction for this rotating body. You see, so there is here, you just imagine a rotating body like this. Now for particle p, the same body you can put it here. Now very easily you can understand, p sin theta is nothing but theta is equal to 90 degree, it is maximum. You see, so if theta equals 90 degree, the angular momentum, it is maximum, and the direction of the angular momentum, it is given by, once again, right hand rule, right hand clasp rule. So there is the direction of the angular momentum is this one, what I am writing, this is the direction of the angular momentum. Okay, so there is, just you observe, I will show this like this, that this is x axis, y axis, z axis. Imagine that particle p, it is like this, and you are rotating the particle p. Now you see, if it is rotating like this in the space, then the direction of angular momentum, it is given by right hand clasp rule, it is acting like this. You have to imagine this in the space. Suppose if it is rotating like this, now you see the direction of angular momentum, it is like this. Because, so if the folded fingers indicates the direction of rotation, then the thumb indicates the direction of rotation. So there is angular momentum. So it is very important quantity. Now the next question is, where we are going to use this angular momentum? You know, the great scientist Niels Bohr, he awarded Nobel Prize. So in this place, you just imagine electron. This here you imagine nucleus. You see, when the electron is revolving around the nucleus, the great scientist Niels Bohr, he quantized even the angular momentum. He told that the angular momentum mvr is equal to nh by 2 pi. That is a quantization. It is one of the postulate made by him. Angular momentum mvr, it is equal to nh by 2 pi. Well, so there is here, the direction of angular momentum is this one, mvr. So it plays very important role in understanding the structure of atom. So the next one is, where we are going to apply, one more thing, where we are going to apply this, it is very interesting. It is actually, is it a vector quantity? That is a doubt what we are having. You see, this is a spinner. Whenever I am making this to rotate, so if it is rotating like this, then the angular momentum, it is acting along, so this direction, along the axis. Now if I want to change the axis, we cannot change this one. It is opposing. You see, whenever it is not rotating, very easily I can turn like this. But if it is in rotational motion, you see, I cannot directly tilt this one, because the direction of the angular momentum opposes the tilting of this wheel. So you can feel this. If you are having this spinner, you just spin like this, you tilt like this, you see, it opposes. It opposes. The reason is, it is only because of the vector quantity that is called as angular momentum. Well, so that is the next application for this angular momentum is gyroscope. In YouTube, you please search for gyroscope. So gyroscope, always it stands perpendicular to the direction of this angular momentum, whatever may be the orientation. There, so very easily you can understand, so the angular momentum, it is a vector quantity. So these things you have to feel, then really you are going to enjoy this physics. So thank you one and all.